It's so good to see you again. I know it's been a little while, but I'm back now, and I heard that you really need to have a scalp check again. Is that right? Of course. I'm gonna have a really good look, really thorough look. I had a little scratchy scratch all over today. I know you like a good scratch, 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 scratch. So I'm going to explore your hair. I'm going to use some different tools. Let's just have a little look around. Let's just get looking through the scalp and just see if we can find anything there that needs any particular extra treatment. So I did give you some nit treatment. It was about 6 months ago or something like that now. Yeah, it's been a little while, hasn't it? So I'm going to have a little look all the way through just to see if you've got any head lice or nits. I'm just going to have a little look across your scalp. Have you been keeping well? I've missed you, I really have. It's lovely to see you again. Yeah, your hair is looking a little bit more greasy than normal. Have you changed your shampoo recently? Yeah, it could be that. Or it could be that you've got a build-up of... Yeah, you might have a build-up of shampoo in your hair. It might be worth... How often do you shampoo your hair? It might be worth having a little break. I know it feels counterintuitive, but it might be worth having a little break from shampooing your hair, just purely because that often means the natural oils get time to replenish themselves and kind of settle. Sometimes shampoo actually aggravates the scalp and leaves deposits, and it's very difficult to get these to wash away, and they build up over time. That and the scalp can overproduce more oils, which could be a problem that you're experiencing, quite possibly. It might be that. Okay. I'm just going to get you to turn your head a little bit. Scratching that scalp. It helps to stimulate the natural oils now. They might help to flush out any build up. I did give you a really intense scalp treatment last time, didn't I? Give you a really rough scratch. Yeah. How have you been recently? Have you been feeling okay? Yeah, I've been thinking of you. You know. Yeah. I'm glad you can find some time to relax at the moment. It's good to have a project. Have something to focus on. Yeah. Often I've been so busy recently that I've felt quite detached from the whole pandemic situation, because I've just not had time to even look at it or look at news articles or anything like that, and I think that's helped quite a lot, to be honest. Yeah, I think it does help. If you can get away from things for a while, just turn off the internet, turn off the TV, stop browsing, because you just go down a rabbit hole and it's not good for you. I really need to get back into using some of my crystals again. Yeah, and some of my Reiki. I've been so distracted recently. I haven't been able to do any of my self-care practices that I normally would do. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little scratch. What do you do in your day-to-day job? Oh, really? I see. I do a lot of music and mental health and development. That's my expertise. I'm doing a lot of work with children at the moment and babies. Baby development is fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, it's difficult with COVID. Some things are still allowed if they're classed as essential mental health services, so I do see some very tiny babies at a distance in a big room. But we're still able to engage and have a very supportive environment for new mums and babies, and it's really good for them to be able to still continue with things like this, because in the long run it could affect their development. So being able to go to things like this, even though there's obviously small risks, as long as I know I've made the environment as safe as I can, then yeah, it's still worthwhile doing. I wouldn't do it if I was too worried. I know I'm someone who prefers to be cautious rather than not. But I do also see the benefit of the support that these parents need at the moment. And the children can't access a lot of services. It's something that I'm focusing my attention on. I know I can help people, so if I can, I will. Now I'm going to use quite a sharp implement now, but you might enjoy it. It's sharp, but it's not going to hurt. I'm going to run it. I'm going to show you my hair. It's not going to be painful because I'm going to be very delicate, and it might just help release some of your pores. Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah. It's good because I can really see the scalp really well like this. Yeah. Just going to turn your head a little bit. Do you like our new salon room? Yeah, maybe it's not as homely as what we used to do. We can always use that room again in the future, don't worry. Of course. Sometimes we get ingrown hairs as well. Some people do get them on their heads in small amounts, so I'm just keeping an eye out, and if I do see any that are kind of curling back in on themselves, this tool I can just sort of help to release them a little bit. How's your family at the moment? What have you been up to? Yeah, keeping safe. I know, it's a little bit more difficult at this time of year, isn't it, when the weather's not so great. Yes, it'll be interesting to see what happens, I'm sure. There's some positive things coming out now, though. The idea that a vaccine seems to be potentially possible. And there are a few companies that seem to have got somewhere with it. Seems very promising. Yeah. It really depends on your opinion of it, but I think we need to try our best, if we can, to rid the world, at least to try and control it a little bit better. Hopefully. So I know it's November now. Have you done any of your Christmas shopping? I've done little bits and bobs. I've done some for my little boy, mostly for my little boy. But I'm being very economical and eco-friendly. I'm buying a lot of natural toys rather than plastic toys, and also ones that are second hand, which are in really good condition too, because he's not going to know any difference, is he? No. No, he'll get the same enjoyment out of it. Yeah, of course, as long as they're safe and disinfected and everything. I've got very very thorough routine when it comes to that. Most of his clothes are second hand too. Very rarely buy brand new unless I'm really desperate for something or there's something that you can't buy second hand. There's just so much. The world, we've created so much in the world that it's got to go somewhere. Whether it goes into landfill or at the end of the day, if we can stop making new things, I think the world's got enough stuff in it. I know my house does. Yeah. How's that going for you? Good. Smooth out your hair. Let's smooth it out. I've missed doing this with you. I know. I find it very relaxing myself, I think. Now, even just giving it a little bit of a comb today, it's looking a little better. Yeah, it could just be built up. I can definitely see a little bit of excess shampoo built up, especially. I'm just going to check under here. Yeah, at the base of your hair under here, there is some that either might have been a little bit more difficult to clean potentially, or it's just built up and it's been very difficult to get rid of. But if you can give your hair here specifically a little bit more attention, a really good scrub, try and use a kind of a neutral shampoo, something that's very natural for your hair, that it's not going to leave too many sort of moisturizing elements, or yeah, you just want something that's going to kind of like a, not degreaser, but something that's going to just get rid of everything that's in there. I mean, sometimes when you stay with the same shampoo for a while, it does build up, so you could just switch to something else. I can't see any nits, which is really good. I would let you know, don't worry. Can't remember, did you say you have any children? Oh, yeah. I'm wondering whether nits is going around in the schools at the moment or not. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's a seasonal thing. Not really sure. going to, there's some little flaky bits of scalp here. I'm going to just see if I can just dislodge them with a little bit of a rough scratch. Good. Yeah. Well, that's nice. Scratch, 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 scratch. Ooh. Does feel quite satisfying. Is there any part of your scalp which is particularly itchy? I'm just going to have a look at around the front of your hairline. Around your ears. Have you ever tried doing a hair mask with banana and avocado? I've always fancied doing that. I've never got around to doing it. I think you can also do hair masks with honey as well. I used to know someone from Thailand who used to buy big pots of raw honey. Raw as in, I'm not sure what's the difference between raw and normal honey, but I used to buy big tubs of honey and they used to put it in their bath. And then when I was younger I used to do the same because I thought it was a really good idea. I used to copy them, but it just I used to put like maybe 3 tablespoons of honey in my bath when I was younger, and I used to do it quite a lot. I do seem to have quite good skin, so I mean I've always had quite bad facial skin, but I've had quite I know I did get stretch marks, but my skin wasn't as bad as I thought it might be, so there's probably something to be said about that. Okay, I'm just going to wrap your head in my hands. Okay. Start right at your crown, right at the top front of your hair. Okay, gradually down the back. Okay, and then let's go. Okay. Okay. You do have very shiny hair. I'm not sure at what point it crosses over between shiny and greasy. I'm going to just, and it's nothing you've done wrong, of course not, no. It's just something that our hair does from time to time. I naturally have very greasy hair, but there's nothing really that makes much of a difference, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a little torch, and I'm going to have a little close look at the scalp, like really low down, really in really close detail. So let's get really there. So I'm going to have a little look just to see if I can see anything that's built up there. There are any tiny little bugs at all? I don't think there is, so I think we're okay. Alright, let's have a little look down here then. treatments you'd like from the spa at the moment? Yeah. Maybe a facial extraction soon. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's been a little while, hasn't it? I really like it when people play with my skin or play with my hair. Okay. Very good. Yeah, I'm just going to go around most of your scalp like this and just have a closer look. I can really see really clearly there, can't we? Gonna just, I think there's little flaky bits here. Just right there. Are you doing okay there? And I sort of nestled into my shoulder a bit. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Okay. A little bit scratchy there. Itch, 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 itch. Let's just comb that part of your hair back again, and then I will carry on working around a bit more with the torch. So, do you have any particular plans for Christmas? Are you staying? Well, I guess it might be difficult depending on what happens, but are you planning on staying local or travelling somewhere? To your family? Yeah, I know a lot of people spend it on their own rather than spend it in big family groups. I always tended to grow up just with some immediate family for Christmas. Sometimes families can be very complicated, and there's this ideal kind of Christmas image that's been created, but in reality, most of the time it's not like that, and we put too much pressure on ourselves to have the perfect day, which ultimately normally ends in something going wrong, or in someone falling out with someone, or it just being too much of an emotional strain that you don't even enjoy the day. I know I've had a few Christmases like that, where it's like, okay, right, we need to make the gingerbread, and we need to make sure the Yorkshires are perfect, and the cauliflower cheese sauce is split, and you end up putting so many things on yourself that Christmas needs to be this, and this for it to be perfect, that you cause yourself so much stress and anxiety that isn't even needed. And you would have just had much more fun if you had literally just popped a piece of meat and a couple of potatoes in the oven and actually spent it with your family, or spent it with friends, or just you and a loved one, and enjoyed your time together. So it's something that I've discussed, my husband and I have discussed quite a lot at length, that Christmas has all these pressures that actually make Christmas not enjoyable for a lot of people, especially when you see adverts of, the perfect family unit, and a lot of people don't have that, or they've lost their parents, or they've lost a child, or it's extremely difficult, and it's not very, very rarely can you even achieve that kind of ideal for, say, Christmas. It's this fantasy. Again, it's like the fantasy of love, of how someone should be treated in a relationship, or how they should be spoiled, and it ends up causing more problems than more difficulties than actually. If you just take things at face value rather than all these pressures we've put on ourselves. So, yeah, definitely. I always celebrated Christmas, but my family were never like really, really big on like, oh, we have to do it like this, or we have to do it like that. It was just kind of a more quieter affair. We still had a nice meal and had presents, but didn't need to go over the top. Yeah, concentrate on what's important to you. Or maybe if you haven't got anyone that you share it with, being there for being there for somebody else who doesn't need there. That can be quite rewarding and quite a lovely way to spend it. Yeah. And then afterwards, after Christmas, is always that time when we don't really know what to do with ourselves, and it can be one of the most depressing times of the year because we've built up Christmas up so much that then the rest of the year becomes, I know, it's a bit silly. I do worry about people, especially at the moment with the pandemic, once they get past Christmas, how they're going to manage, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. But I can foresee some difficulties coming. I can foresee a lot of people struggling, so yes, we must take, I think at the moment, we must take each day as it comes. The world is ever changing, and it's strange. A year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago, I felt like we were on the brink of something like this happening. It felt like we were all so set in a certain way of doing everything. We were all so set in, this is my job and we have to go to work and this is how society works. So in my head I just kept doubting it. I said, the smallest thing can upset all of this. The smallest little thing can upset this balance of what we think is normal and what we think normal life should be like. And I kept saying to myself, I don't really want to submit to it, because I feel like it could all just go. It could all just be upset by the smallest thing. On Earth, we're in like this little bubble of how we've created life to be, and outside of that, who knows what's there. And I actually, a lot of people find that scary, but I find that very comforting, knowing that I shouldn't be putting so much pressure on the stuff I do in my day-to-day life, or why am I getting anxious about such small, tiny, insignificant things when actually there's so much bigger picture to everything out there, and the only problems we've created are problems we've created ourselves. So why am I even anxious about stuff? And that's actually been a huge thing which has contributed to improving my mental health. It's just looking at the bigger picture and thinking, well, I don't need to be worrying about this, no one else is. And now I feel like I can do more. Also having a baby really helped change my perspective on why was I worrying about such tiny things. So, I know. Who knows where we'll be in like 5-10 years. Who knows? How are you feeling at the moment? I think I asked you that before, but yeah, I agree. Yeah. Is that your phone? Yeah, no worries. I think we are almost finished here today. I've given it very good stimulation, the scalp, which, like I said, always come back for more if you feel like it would be helpful. I'm just going to give it a nice good scratch. I know you enjoy that. And you always sit very well for me, always very relaxed. Yeah. Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm glad I can help. Yeah, it's if I can do anything to be here for you and be supportive, then I'm glad every little thing I do helps. Of course. Yeah. Okay, it's looking all really good there. Nice. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a comb through. Now, what would you like next time you come back? Yeah, I agree. I think that would be really good. I'm sure it won't be that long till I see you again. Yeah, cool. Yes, and we could put the world to rights, can't we? I love our chats and our little rants about things. It's good to get things out. Yeah, you need this time for you, we all do. Lovely, your hair's looking beautiful and shiny now. So just make sure you maybe change out your shampoo to something that looks a little bit more natural. I know there are lots of natural brands out there. Something that isn't too highly moisturising. We just want to give your hair a little bit of a break from processing all the different oils and everything that are in a lot of shampoos. Just want to give it a bit of a break. But your hair's looking lovely and silky now. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Wow. Just, yeah, that's it. Well, it's been lovely to see you again. And I really hope I get to see you again soon, and I might well do a pore extraction on you that time, if that's okay with you. Of course. It's been lovely to see you again.